Step 11. This is a good one. Why are you here? That's perhaps a question that we all ask ourselves at some point, perhaps at various points in our lives. Why are we here? What's the point, you know? No, I don't mean here reading this or watching this video is perhaps more appropriate. What's your purpose in life? How do you know if you're doing what you were destined to do? Or how do you know that you were destined to do anything? We don't all have a grand purpose, but if you are in a really sad, depressed, bad place, I'm playing that invisible keyboard again, right now, and you want to cry all the time, it's a good bet that you're a long way from your destiny. Of course, lots of people would just say that you're depressed and you need to go and see a doctor, but why are you depressed? I know it's a medical condition, it's like a mental thing or whatever, but there are reasons behind it that I don't know if people have looked into, but that's slightly off topic. Some of us are here to do bad things, and I absolutely believe that, because without evil there would be no good. Sorry, I lost my place. Oh. Music thing here crackling away in the background. I can't have music playing obviously in the background because then YouTube will either completely take my video down or just cancel out the sound, so better turn that off while I do this. But yes, some of us are here to do bad things because without evil there would be no good. Because, you know, everything's about opposites. There has to be an opposite. It's yin and yang, light and dark. Everything has an opposite, like I just said. Do what you feel driven to do. I only hope it's good. But I will try not to condemn you if it's not. An example I have is John F. Kennedy. That's a big one. He was destined to become the 35th President of the United States and get murdered in cold blood in Dallas. That was a very important position, obviously, but his great-grandfather's destiny was nothing out of the ordinary. I have looked into it and I actually found it fascinating. Patrick Kennedy was a poor Irish farmer. As the youngest of four, he lived during the Irish famine, with no chance of running the family farm and bleak prospects at home. He saw that his only hope was to travel to the New World in hopes of a better life. He left Ireland in 1848. Patrick got a job on the docks in Boston, Massachusetts when he arrived, and he met his future Irish wife there, Bridget. His life was very ordinary, but imagine if he had not emigrated to America and just, you know, stuck it out at home. His relative, JFK, would have been a nobody, but it was his destiny. I don't know why, I don't know how, you know, but things are meant to happen. The people in your life who you come into contact with, you're meant to interact with them for some reason. It doesn't have to be grand, but everything, you know, everybody's lives are interlinked. And if you take somebody out, it completely changes the course of history. You know, it can be in a minor way, obviously, but it's all a knock-on effect, like a circle of dominoes. And my point is, your destiny might not be grand, but it's still an important piece in the puzzle of life. So the answer to this question, why are you here, is ultimately one that you have to find for yourself. I'm still searching for mine, but it could be as simple as raising my children to the best of my ability, and everything else is just scenery, you know, because we don't really know what the future holds, so maybe they're going to do something important, or maybe they're not, but, you know, sort of all connected, as I said, so who knows what's in the future. Just lots of fascinating thoughts. And by the way, I have my notes here as well. Patrick Kennedy was John Kennedy, was President Kennedy's great-grandfather. Just in case you're wondering, and you didn't know that. And his son, also called Patrick Kennedy, was a senator in Massachusetts. And he was President Kennedy's grandfather. And then his father, perhaps a little more well known, although a lot of time has passed, so perhaps less so now, Joseph Kennedy Sr. was a US ambassador to the UK, funnily enough. And then, of course, there was one of his sons, the infamous JFK, and also Robert Kennedy, obviously, and they both got murdered, and it's like this curse on the family. I'm sure people talk about that, but that's not really what I'm here for. So, yeah. Patrick Kennedy was President Kennedy's great-grandfather. And, kind of ironically enough, it was President Kennedy who sort of cut off the flow of immigrants to the States. Of course, everyone in the States is an immigrant of some kind, because, you know, looking back in history, they've all come from other countries. but he was the one which stopped it, the great-grandson of an Irish immigrant. So, anyway, that's very slightly off topic, so I'll leave it there. I hope you liked it, and you found it interesting. And please, if you have any thoughts, which I'm sure you do, please leave them in the comment section, and I'll see you next time.